Came in reckless with the mic and the motive. No sponsors, no handouts, just raw shit we quoted. They said pipe down, now the pipeline bloated. Views go stupid, yeah, the numbers ferocious. NFL, tanks got them clutching their pearls. We don't tap dance round feelings we hurl. Every bar, why, every word unfurled. Truth in harder than a fourth quarter curl. Hot takes, smell faces, asbestos needed. They said tone it down, man, we never conceded. Every doubt they whisper got weaponized, heated. Now the same damn crowd yelling how they do it. Midwest savage, Green Bay to the Chi. Built off hate, yeah, we live off the try. If your team gets smoked, don't ask us why. We just lit the match, y'all supplied the fire.
Welcome back, Paul.
Hello.
Before we get into it, I have you been paying attention to any of the comments on YouTube? I don't know. I didn't tag you in it, but I didn't know if you looked at. There's one in particular that we had a short on the podcast page on YouTube, and it didn't really go viral, but there's been a lot of people complaining and arguing about the fact that Bo Nix wasn't there for Denver. And if Bo Nix had played, that was a completely different football game. I know I was the a-hole in the room when I said this. It was like watching, two monkeys try to F a doorknob or whatever.
I don't know. It's watching paint dry.
It was a god-awful football game, offensively.
It wasn't offensively, it was bad. However, Stidham technically outperformed Drake on Sunday, statistically.
Yeah.
Because the only reason why they got that touchdown is because of that stupid backwards pass that Stidham did. If it wasn't for that backwards pass and Denver recovering or New England recovering it, I don't think they would have ever scored a touchdown on Denver's defense. Because
probably not.
I think that field goal is all they would have gotten, if anything. Both defenses were shutting both offenses down, except for that one explosive play that happened with Stidham, that 40-yard pass, and then that corner pass down to Sutton, Cortland Sutton. Other than that, I just don't see I don't see how New England could have won that game the way that they played offensively. And then as the snow got worse, the offense just got worse.
I'm not a coach by any means, Paul. And I know that you and Charles can break down an offense and gameplay and calls better. But for God's sakes, when it is the fourth quarter, 8 minutes to go, you need to get the ball over the 50-yard line, and you can't even run the ball. Like, the guys were falling in the back.
I'm doing drops here and there, just moving it 4 or 5 yards at a time. Just move the ball. Why are you trying to go for these 15, 20-yard passes for? One, in thick-ass snow that you
could tell the receivers couldn't see the damn ball.
You can't see 2 feet in front of you.
Right.
Like, when the television, the broadcast, has to put the digital football lines just so you could see where each hash is at, because it's unseeable. If the people on TV can't see it,
no.
What makes you think the players can see 10 yards ahead of them? You got to be strategic about this. Again, you're only down 3 points, and it doesn't help that Will Lutz missed 3 field goals this whole game.
Yeah. Well, I think there was 4 or 5 missed total between the two teams. Yeah.
It was just offensively, somebody made the perfect post that said, watching Denver and New England is like watching JV, and then watching the Seattle LA game is watching Friday Night Lights. Because it was just 2 completely different matchups. And that, if New England plays like that against Seattle's defense,
they might lose by 40.
They are not going to have – it's going to be a long day for New England.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a long day. Because this is the thing. If Seattle plays like that in 2 weeks, all you need is to make sure is that Sam Darnold has a mistake-free game. If he's able to have a mistake-free game and that Seattle defense shows up, New England's going to lose 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
And
I think whoever won that game, regardless, was going to be the favorite in the Super Bowl out of the NFC. I mean, there wasn't really a question about that.
Again, I'm not taking away from New England's and Denver's defense because they're great.
Yeah.
But if you can't put points on the board offensively, you're going to struggle. against a top defense. And it showed with Drake May on Sunday that versus a top defense, even with Houston, again, a top defense, he struggles. You're not playing the weak games in your schedule anymore. You're playing these top 5 defense. And Seattle is the top scoring defense in the league. This is going to be interesting to see how this turns out for New England. Because Seattle is I don't know, man. Seattle looks legit the way they played on Sunday.
They are. I mean, all season I said they played a lot of really close games. That defense, when that defense is clicking along with the offense, that team is basically it's hands down the best team in the NFL on both sides of the football. When
Without
Njigba's getting the
question.
ball deep, and that run game is very good. The DBs are very good in press coverage. One thing that Drake May is not going to be able to do that he could do against Denver is probably run the football. I don't think Seattle's going to give you the option because they're going to take away the mid-range game and the run game, and they're going to make you try to throw it deep. And good luck
And
doing
and
that.
and Seattle's secondary is tight. Like they are good. And
And they get enough of a pass rush that everything else works out fine for them.
it's it's going to be hard on New England to try to get off on that defense and get points off that defense because it's not going to come easy if they do. I
No.
don't think it is. And it's going to be interesting to see whether Drake May or Sam Darnold, who's going to actually have the good quarterback play. Like, I get Drake May is having a great MVP season in his second year in the league, and Sam Darnold is, just having a resurgence in his career. But now it's time. Now it's time to see who's going to be able to put up and who's going to shut up. But I got my money on Seattle. I don't know what the score is going to be. I still want to see what Vegas and what coverage, like what lines they have on this game. And we got 2 weeks. A lot can
It
happen in 2 weeks.
The fact they put a line out already for it just blows my mind. I believe it's like -4.5 for Seattle, which seems extremely low for me. But I know this is the Super Bowl, and they don't want heavy money to come in on one team over the other way because they already had that problem with the LA Rams. They had $1.1 billion. This is where I was going to get to with Charles. I know he would have a hilarious take on it. $1.1 billion was laid on the Rams this past weekend. Just let that sink in. $1.1 billion.
Oh,
We have
for them to win?
we have a game. I think it was just the money line. So whether or not they covered or whatever, which I think they ended
But
up
still, though, that's
doing, I don't
insane.
know.
For one team to pull $1 billion.
Yeah. For one football game. Like I know that they're both ways in the Super Bowl. There's well over $1 billion, but it's like total bets. But this is just one bet. This was one bet. This wasn't like
This
the
is just
total
winning a lot,
pool of bets. This was one
covering the
bet.
bet, not covering the spread,
And
parlays, nothing. This is just who's winning the game.
we aren't a gambling podcast because they don't allow gambling in Wisconsin. But I do like to put it out there every now and then that we are correct. I did correctly pick the score, Paul. Thank you for pointing it out that I was wrong, but I did pick it the other way. I did win wrong way, so
Do you do
I
you
did
do
win
you know
money.
what's similar about that score?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that the score that you chose?
No, 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 no. That's if I'm not mistaken, that seems eerily familiar to a game in a wild card game. If I'm not mistaken, it
Oh
was
yeah,
Chicago beating the Packers
yeah.
31-27. Eh. But I'm excited. People are saying this is going to be a boring Super Bowl. I can see that just because, again, New England doesn't look flashy. They don't present to be like this juggernaut team. But I think that it's going to pan out just fine. I think there's a lot of unique storylines in this game. You got Vrabel 1-1 in 1-3 in New England, and now is coaching the same team that he won a Super Bowl in as a player, and now coaching that same team, which has never been done in NFL history.
Right.
You got Drake May in his second year leading this team to a Super Bowl. You got Stephon Diggs finally after 4 championship games that he's appeared in. He's finally making it to his first Super Bowl.
Right.
Then
He finally
then
gets that
you got
opportunity.
right, and then you got the other side. You got uh, uh,
A rookie coach.
a
Uh,
rookie coach, a resurgence journeyman quarterback. You just got a bunch of young players on the defensive side, a bunch of, I don't want to say nobodies, but a bunch of casted off to say, because nobody gave from the beginning of the season, nobody gave Seattle a chance to let alone win the
I didn't
division.
give Seattle a chance.
Let's say not to win the division, let alone
Oh God, no.
make the Super Bowl
No, I thought it
and
was
be the
I'd make or br
favorite.
we thought it was make or break Rams almost the entire
Yeah.
season.
So
I pushed that door closed quite a few times, but you guys tried to reopen it for me. I
and
was never on the Sam Darnold train. I mean,
so,
you and Charles kinda were, but I never was.
there's a lot of unique storylines going into this game. So it's like one, Sam Darnold's the first quarterback out of the 2018 draft class, Baker, Lamar, Josh Allen, to make it to a Super Bowl. And nobody expected it to be Sam Darnold to be the first quarterback out of that draft class,
Right.
especially with the career that he's had up to this point. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we all thought that what happened last year in Minnesota was going to happen most likely in Seattle once
Well,
they got to the playoffs, just
to be
because of
honest,
he hasn't proved anything, you know?
right, the first well, I thought last year was a fluke, to be honest with you, Paul. I
But the
mean,
fact that he did it again with
he
a
did the
different
exact
team,
well, he did the exact same thing. Not only did he do the exact same thing, I feel like he was even better this year
and he
than he
was
was last
motivated
year.
to do better than last year.
Yeah.
So last year he didn't get the division, didn't get the number one seed. This year he made sure that his team got the number one seed, got the first round bye, won the division, and then not only just smacked the 49ers out of the playoffs in the divisional, they proved that yes, the Rams are a good team, but we're better. And in the bright lights, and he had a good game. 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Like for Sam Darnold to have that game in the biggest game of his career, like it's hard to bet. It's hard to root against the kid at this point. And if he's able to pull off this Super Bowl win and walk away with Super Bowl MVP, let's just say, like, what do you have to say now about Sam Darnold? Are you still going to say that it was a fluke year, or like, are you going to say like he's finally come to what we thought he was supposed to be 7 years ago? Because again, he was what, the third pick in the draft. He was arguably supposed to be like the best quarterback coming out of that draft class. And again, you got drafted by the Jets. So I don't know exactly what you thought what was going to happen over there. But then you spend a couple years in Carolina, don't get it done. You spend a year as a backup in San Francisco. It just doesn't look promising. And then you sign with Minnesota for 1 year. And now looking at this year, like, do you still think Minnesota letting go of Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold to keep JJ McCartney? That looks like a bad take now.
It's terrible.
It looks like a
I
terrible
love
take.
JJ McCarthy. I'm
But
a
that you
Michigan
look
fan.
stupid though now.
Oh, I look stupid. Trust me. Trust me. Of all the people I had his back the whole
Like,
season,
and
I
I'm
was
not saying that
telling
you
you
look
guys.
stupid, but it looks like a bad take as an
Oh,
organization from
Minnesota
Minnesota.
looks stupid. The best thing they
Like,
did is freaking re-sign their defensive coordinator. That's the best thing they've done all year.
but letting Darnold walk and seeing where he is, and then letting Daniel Jones walk, and up till he got injured, seeing what he did in Indianapolis, it just. And again, JJ McCartney was hurt most of the season. He only played like 7 or 8 games. I get that, but it's just like seeing what you could have had, seeing as what Sam Darnold gave you last year with pretty much the exact same team going into this year, and you only walk out with 9 wins versus 14 wins last year. And now Sam Darnold not only replicated the exact same season, but now took his team all the way to the Super Bowl. Can you imagine how much of a contender Minnesota could have been if they would have kept Sam Darnold? Like, it's just Minnesota looks
Honestly,
real stupid right now. They shot
I
themselves in the foot.
honestly, any team that can look at what a quarterback did for him last year, what Darnold did last year for Minnesota, and go, nah, I'm gonna roll with the rookie and not even like sniff giving this guy like a little bit of money. And I don't think it was out of the realm of possibility that Minnesota could have gave him that money. I think they just chose not to, and they chose a
Well,
different
you could
route.
have thrown $30-40 million at him for a couple years.
Right. And he probably would have been like fine with that.
Again, he's already been a scapegoat, so he's still trying to prove himself. But Seattle said, "No, we're gonna put all our hands on you. We believe in you," and gave him a 4-year deal.
Right.
And in his first year with the team, with a rookie head coach, you're playing at the biggest stage now at the end of this at the end of the season.
I'm pumped. I can't
Like that's a
can't tell you.
storyline.
I love it. I love that that's the storyline. I love that New England's back in the Super Bowl, regardless of how you feel about it. New England Patriots. I mean, we're gonna have to listen to Tom Brady, like just hug him the entire freaking postseason, like he has. I get to watch him at home. Blah blah blah. Cool, you got a mansion in New England. You get to
San
watch the
Francisco.
Super Bowl from. Yeah, yeah, it's cool. It's a great storyline. I'd like to Sam Darnold. What does Charles call him? He calls him
Sam
something
Bradford.
Sam Bradford Jr. or whatever.
Let me spit you a crazy fact. So as far as AFC championships since
Yeah,
2018, either the Chiefs or the Patriots or both have always been in the AFC championship since 2018. And it's still going on to this year.
right.
Like, how crazy is it? And this is the thing, outside of one Super Bowl, either the Patriots or the Chiefs have been in the Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
That's pure dominance out of just two freaking teams.
Here's a funny take for you. I'm not a Drake May fan. I'm not a Sam Darnold fan. I love the fact that there's a Michigan guy that had success, came from the NFL, made his way up
Right.
here, and all of a sudden he's coaching. It's good. I love rookie coaches having success. It's just cool for the younger generation of kids to know that a young coach can come in and actually coach.
Do it.
Yeah. But here's the thing. If Darnold ends up winning this Super Bowl, Charles, now this is pointed at Charles, like he's not in the room, but this is at you, Charles. Are we going to see the end of what people call the dynasty? Is this done? Is this now it's now the young
As far as like
quarterbacks?
the Patriots,
Well, I'm just saying, is this now a young coach's game? Like a young mind, young offensive play caller, uh, younger head coach. Like, is Andy Reid done with it? These old hotheads. Is it because we're seeing it in Chicago, we're seeing it out in Seattle. A lot of younger coaches around the NFL are the ones that are in the freaking champion. Vrabel's younger; he's in his 40s. I just don't know if Andy Reid, some of these older coaches are they just done? Is this it? Like,
I
have
don't
they
think
peaked?
so. I don't think that they peaked. It just shows that it's no longer just the old heads. It's
Yeah,
no longer just the ones that have been coaching for so long. Now that these new OCs that have been promoted to head coaching and giving these chances that are in their young age, in a sense of like, mid 30s, early 40s, like those are the up and coming coaches. A new style of football is starting to emerge. I don't want to say that so much that the old heads like the Vrabels and the
yeah,
Tomlins and the McCarthys, that they're on their way out. I'm like, granted, they have to make changes because again, the McVays, the Shanahans, and now McDaniel, McDonald, all of them.
it's
It's a different style of
well,
football
it's
that's
just
winning games.
it's just that this year seems like a lot of the coaches that had success in the NFL were younger coaches. And I don't know if that's just because they've figured out different
Like
game styles,
let's
game
just name them.
plays.
You got Liam Cohen in
Yeah,
Jacksonville, just working it. Then you had Ben Johnson. You have McVay still. You have Shanahan. These are still the younger coaches. You have Matt LaFleur. You still have
D'Amico
old boy
Ryans, he's
D'Amico Ryans,
younger.
dude in
Um,
Cincinnati. Zach Wilson, not Zach Wilson, but Zach
Zach
Taylor.
Wilson. Yeah,
You got Taylor. You got
yeah.
you have these young, or even old boy in O'Connell in Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, and you
These
can even
young-minded
LaFleur, I
coaches.
mean, yeah, you don't
So it's
wanna
like there's a different breed in these head coaching lines, and then even with the newer coaches, you got Joe Brady that just got promoted from OC to head coach in Buffalo. So you have these young-minded head coaches that are
right,
different, that think, that operate, that plan different. But then you have also like the Mark McCartneys, the
yeah,
Hardballs. You have these old heads that are methodical and different. So it's going to be interesting to see how, especially with the new coaching changes, how this dynamic changes moving forward. Because again, if you look at what's going into the Super Bowl, you got Mike McDaniel. He's a rookie head coach. And then you got Mike Vrabel that's been head coach for well over a decade now and has experience, and he's been under a tree with Bill Belichick. So he has a different way of operating. So we're going to see two different, very different coach teams come the Super Bowl. And it's going to be, I'm excited to see what the outcome is. Because again, I want to say Seattle's going to win, but then again, I don't know what New England team is going to show up.
Right. I think the only way New England wins, and it's not like it's not like this can't happen, a definitive they have to do this or they won't win. But I think their only shot of like realistically keeping this game close, no turnovers. Drake May has to be decisive with the football. He can't sit there in the pocket and look left, look right, and then or look a receiver down because
That
Seattle
Seattle
is
line
going to
is
press
fast.
you. Yeah.
And they
So
don't have to stack the box like most teams. They can have
no.
one or two linebackers and just rush it in. And that pressure alone, because they're quick and they're fast, Seattle's going to get to your quarterback.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to force you, whether you get rid of the ball, they're going to force you to make mistakes in that pocket. They're going to force you out of that pocket.
Well, they didn't have a problem getting to Stafford.
So I'm like, and Stafford is 18 years into this game. So he's not as mobile. So I get it. May is
He's
more
not as
mobile.
mobile, but he knows when to get rid of the football, and he still couldn't do it. So, and has a decent offensive line, probably one of the better offensive lines in the
So
NFL.
New England has a tough schedule when it comes to playing against the Seahawks. That defense is not going to be.
Oh no,
This isn't this may be a rematch, but it's neither of these two teams are the same team, clearly. And I just think Seattle has the better overall team. It's just Sam Darnold just has to be mistake free, just like
right.
Drake May has to.
It's playing Houston, but with a much better offense. That's what Seattle is. It's like playing Houston's defense, but with a much better offense.
Because you can't, like with LA, they left JSN wide open.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't give that man that much space because he's gonna go up in the air wherever and he's gonna grab that ball and bring it down. And then if Kenneth Walker can have the games that he's been having against LA and San Francisco against New England, that whole run pass game is gonna look way different than whatever New England's faced all year. Because I don't think they faced a team like Seattle like the way they are about to.
I don't think so either. All right, your big takeaway though, like I told you this, I told you and Charles this, that all the money that was on FanDuel and that they pulled a couple bets, they pulled the Puka anytime touchdown off. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but gambling has its purpose, has its place in the NFL and in sports.
Yeah.
The biggest one for me though was watching at the end of the game, the lack of officiating and the calls from New York on replays, because it cost the Rams a timeout because they didn't call replay on that. I think it was that first down for Bobo. Was it Bobo? Or I
No,
can't
it's
remember. Was it Cup? It was Cooper
It was
Cup, right?
Cup.
Okay.
Yeah, the little
Yeah.
screen pass, and the ball made it, but they didn't know if
I'm not
his
I'm
head went down before the ball crossed the line.
and I'm not saying that cost the Rams the game, but the fact that you definitively knew within 30 seconds and then made them go up to the line after the timeout. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like it cost the Rams a timeout because they called a timeout for you to look at it and you didn't even look at it. Like that call was made to New York.
Would you throw in the flag?
I would have thrown the flag just because shit, desperation. For be honest with you, would you have
And it
kicked
would
the
have stopped
field
the
goal?
clock.
If you were McVay, would you have kicked the field goal earlier in the game instead of going for it on fourth down?
Absolutely.
Because I mean, think about it. You
There was
never
still
know.
plenty of time on the clock.
Right. And the field conditions were not terrible to be able to kick a long field goal. They could have tried one.
And he's
At
a
the end of the
rookie,
game.
so he has enough leg to, I think it was
Yeah.
maybe like 50-something yards. He could have had enough leg to make that. And again, because Ben Johnson did it too. There was plenty of times that he should have kicked the field goal instead of going for it on fourth down. And the score could have been completely different. But by going for it, especially that close to the goal line. Like I would have just went for the field goal and just trust in your defense that they're going to make a stop with you to have enough time on the clock to make a play. You had those moments. You got to trust Stafford that if we get a stop, that I have the best quarterback in the game. I have the MVP of this year's game. That
Right.
my quarterback is going to move the ball down the field to give us a chance to win the game.
Well,
And they didn't do that.
well, realistically, Paul, I mean, what happened to the Rams? It wasn't the gameplay of Stafford. They just ran out of opportunities.
Yeah.
Seattle got 1, 2 more first downs and took the ball away out of Stafford's hands. That's it.
And
It's literally it, you know.
Seattle just, especially towards the end in the fourth quarter, even with that stupid penalty by Moulton, where the taunting and
Oh,
it cost
dude,
them
that almost
that
cost
was
them the
that
game.
was stupid. That was severely immature.
I did like Imamori, his teammate there, the rookie,
Yeah.
calling him out, dude, and being like,
Oh, yeah,
dude,
hey, that's stupid.
yep.
Don't
That's
do
basically
that
what he
crap
said.
no
Yeah.
more.
He called him out on it. I like
Because
that.
if they would have not got that taunting call, that would have been a punt, and they could have gotten it. Seattle would have had another opportunity to put another field goal or another 7 points on the board to even extend that cushion of a lead. However, Sam Darnold did what he was supposed to do when they got the ball back and they were up by 4 after they turned it over on downs on the goal line is move the ball. Just move the ball and waste clock. He did what he was supposed to do to the point where they only had 30 seconds to try to score and they just ran out of time. And again, wasting that timeout probably cost them a play or two. In
I
that
didn't know
last drive.
they.
No, I'm saying like if they would have not had to use that timeout for that
Oh
first
yeah,
down play.
they were playing without Charbonnet too. Their other running
Yeah,
back, other
he tore
stud.
his ACL in the
Yeah,
San Francisco game. So
yeah.
again, Seattle just had a better game plan. They had better clock management, and they just when it was time to capitalize on turnovers and just they took over. Seattle had dumb defensive. Again, that penalty was just real stupid. Thankfully, it didn't cost them too much. However, I would have. I personally, again, I'm not a head coach. I don't know percentages. I don't know what the analytics say. Me, I would have went for the field goal based on how much time was left on the clock, and
I
just
would have
would have.
went for the field goal. I
I
mean,
would. I would have just trusted my defense to make a stop.
I hate to say I'm always take the points guy, but I'm like in that situation where you just need to get close enough to have a field goal. Even if you had scored there, you still would have been given the ball back to Seattle, and your defense would have to make a stop. So I mean, either way, you're kind of in that position. But I'd
I think.
rather be in the position where I only need a field goal than to have
Yeah,
to score a fucking touchdown. Yeah,
I'm like because being down 24, 27-31. There is no field goal scenario.
right.
You have to score a touchdown. So you already have the pressure of managing this clock with the little amount of time that you do have, but you have to do the right plays. You have to make sure that you're either going for the outside for the sideline so the receiver can step out of bounds and stop the clock, or if you're throwing it in the middle, that you have enough time to run up to the field so you can clock it.
Right.
And it's like you don't have options. And as you're running, you're wasting time. You're wasting 4 or 5 seconds. And it's just, I don't know. To me, because if they would have kicked that field goal, it would have been 30-31. So you just have to make it to like the 40-yard line
Right.
and kick a field goal. And you win the game. But no, you got greedy. And it backfired. And then on the other side, if they would have scored and converted on 4th and 1, 4th and goal, and got that touchdown and win, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But here we are, because you didn't make it, having this conversation. Should you have gone for the field goal instead of going for 4th and goal?
I mean, we look at it. We look at it back now. We're like, I would have kicked the field goal. Oh, I would have went for it. I mean, McVay made the decision. At least he was definitive. Like he's like, I'm going for it. I'm going for it. Whatever.
And this thing, if this was like the second quarter or the third quarter, going for it makes sense.
Yeah.
I get it. But you're in the fourth quarter. You got like 8.5 minutes left on the clock. I feel like let's get this field goal. let's get this stop and then just drive down the field.
Right.
It just seems less risky. I get it, but that's also part of the new age way of football now. These new guys, they want to go for it on fourth down almost all the damn time, which again,
It's
don't understand
gonna
it.
drive you absolutely nuts because you got
You
a
were
coach.
leaving like
You
9,
have a
12 points
coach
on the
now
board.
that wants to go for it. Here's a Paul. If you guys don't know, Paul's a Bears fan, and Paul has a coach now who didn't punt against the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs. He decided not to punt. I mean, granted they won, but that is ballsy head coaching.
Like again, I get it. Like even I get it if you're on the other side of the 50, I can see it.
Yeah.
But if you're on your side of the 50, why are we going for it in 4th and 3,
What are
4th
they
and
on like
5?
the 4 or 5, maybe the 7-yard line? I think they wasn't it 4th and 3 or 4th and
It
2
was a
or
bunch of
something.
times. It was way
Yeah.
too many times. Like to leave 9 to 12 points on the field because you want to go for it.
Yeah. And you always think back, you're like, those games wouldn't have even been close had we just kicked a field goal. Had we just kicked a field goal. I get
Because
it.
especially with LA, because our defense was holding.
Yeah.
And if we would have kicked those 3 to 4 field goals, that's 12 points. That makes a huge difference in the game. There is no overtime.
No.
We're probably losing to Seattle because that defense is nuts.
I don't think any of the teams outside of maybe the Rams probably could have beat Seattle the way that they were playing. I mean, and didn't the Rams fumble like 3 or 4 times too? I think they only lost one,
I
but
think
they
the
were
only one that I
driving.
remember was the muffed punt that
Yeah, the muff punt.
that he did, and
Um,
they recovered it.
I'm just gonna look
I
it
know
up quick. I know they fumbled a couple times, but they recovered every one of them except for one, I believe.
I think they had 2, maybe 3. I know they had the muff punt. I think was it the
So
lineman?
box score here. Da, 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 da. Okay, that doesn't do me any good here.
The Cardinals are interviewing Ron Rivera.
Interesting.
Did you see what happened to Bill Belichick?
No, did he get canned?
No.
Got a promotion.
Nope.
He got arrested.
Nope.
What happened?
He is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. He didn't get enough votes.
You gotta give you're shitting me.
No, sir.
That's absolutely
That's
ridiculous.
weird to say out loud, right?
Yeah.
As much shit as we give him, to say that he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer is a weird sentence to say attached to Bill Belichick. Regardless of what you think. Let's see. Stats. How many fumbles?
It's Charles by Seattle by 50. Anybody but the other team. Patriots probably aren't even going to keep this game within 10 points. That's what a lot of people were saying. They keep on posting that on
It was just the one. They just
the
had one
YouTube page.
turnover.
All right.
That muffed punt by LA, which was
Well, I mean, I feel like it was drive killers. Like they're just it's momentum thing.
yeah. And
It's a dead play. It's a lost play. Yeah.
And it's bad when you semi muffed one.
Yeah.
And then the very next time you muffed it all the way, and then you're no longer on punt returns after that.
Pretty much, yeah.
McVay said, "Hey, Kyron, you're in for old boy. You're done."
What kind of I know he didn't get an opportunity, maybe twice. I think he got to return a football, but what kind of weapon too is Rashid Shaheed like as a kickoff and punt returner? It's like you got to feel the same way when you were a Bear.
My brother-in-law said he reminds him of Devin Hester.
Devin Hester, I can see that. Because what
Yeah,
did he have two? Did he have two or one or two this year? Kickoff returns.
When he did the kickoff return against San Francisco to open the game, he said,
"Yeah,
he has Devin Hester tendencies right there."
Yeah,
and Rashid, and I was like, "Hey, don't put that on Shaheed because again, we want him to win the Super Bowl if we're not here, okay?" But I don't. In my mind, I thought Olave should have been the weapon that got traded for New Orleans, but the fact that Rashid Shaheed was the one that was traded and to Seattle. He fits in Seattle just fine as a little secret little slot weapon, punt returner, kick returner. Like, he's a nice little, he got feet. The boy got feet. He's fast. And it's just, Seattle looks scary. I don't think New England has it.
Oh, Seattle by 50.
We can't hear you.
I totally forgot that he had a kickoff return against the 49ers too. That's great.
First play of the game.
Now you can hear me.
Yeah.
Now I hear that sweet voice.
Hello, everybody. Yes, Seattle by 50. No, I agree with everything you're saying. I apologize about being late. I've been sleeping a lot.
You got that tummy bug too, eh? Yeah.
Attacks.
Well, that's
Sneak attacks.
I was laughing. I called work this morning and I was like, if I didn't work at a grocery store and I was just like in a fucking box, I'd probably go to work. I was like, but
I touch stuff that other people touch.
I probably shouldn't. And I'm stocking tonight, right? So like, I'm not just touching stuff. I'm touching the fucking store. I was like,
touching everything.
Those are getting touched. Bags and boxes.
I probably shouldn't do that. But all right, let's keep this conversation rolling. The Diva's here. I apologize. I agree with you. I agree with most of everything y'all have said so far. My opinion on this season is still I'm doing a lot of research on the defensive coordinator hire for everybody in Green Bay that's pissed off about play calling. Stanovich is gone, and old boy's back that helped the offense be what it was. Blah 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 blah.
We are concerned though that special teams boy is.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Yep.
That guy
Paul wanted to bring this up earlier. How pissed he goes? Are you guys that what's his face is still there? Well, what's his face is making what, Charles? $5 million, $4 million a year. Yeah, he's not going.
Am I gonna be upset? No, because like
it's not gonna make a difference, really.
Matt LaFleur tells you who he is, right? Yeah. Like, I don't care about special teams. Well, if you don't care about special teams, you're probably not going to get rid of this guy, right? Because like you don't see the last 6-7 games in the last 2 years that special teams have cost you, and you look at it and think offensively or defensively we could have tied it down. Then so be it, right? Like that's.
And how has that worked out for you, Matt LaFleur?
This is what I've been telling everybody at my income tax job, because there are some people around the Green Bay area that are very upset. And I'm like, listen, we have a young football team. No matter what happens in the next 2 or 3 years, as much as I want a Super Bowl, we're a young fucking football team, like the youngest in the NFL. And we keep making young football team mistakes.
Right.
And that's just what it is. I mean, like now when we grab a couple veterans and we lock down a couple of these players in second-year contracts, I'm going to be singing a much different tune. But for now, it's like, okay, well, whatever the fuck happens in the next 3 years, like, so be it. And you hate to say that because we have some great talent on this football team. Look at how half my face keeps disappearing. That's so funny. I mean, Jordan Love threw 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, or 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Either way, right? You know the closest person to him in the playoffs this year with those numbers? Drake May. Drake May's thrown 4 touchdowns, 1 interception.
5 interceptions.
Or yeah.
I think it's 4 and 5, yeah. Or 5
4 and 5, right? Like,
yeah, something like that.
Drake May's the only other quarterback in these playoffs who has thrown for 4 or more touchdowns, right? So we've got our guy. The offensive line figures its shit out. Josh Jacobs is a good running back. We've got a great wide receiver core, regardless on who sticks around and who doesn't. Like, you don't want to play the Green Bay Packers until they are who they say they are, right? And then it's like, oh, okay, well, this is the Green Bay Packers team we know and love for the last 20 years. So, like, but on paper, Green Bay is a legitimate team. It's just, we've got this generational curse where we're like, hey, we're playing really good. Let's stop playing. Why? 60 minutes of football. But I digress. You guys have beat that dead horse. I don't want to bring it up again. So this Super Bowl, super exciting. I do disagree with you guys. I think Matt Stafford made the wrong call. I think he threw it to the wrong player. I do think going for it there, just like I think Ben Johnson should have went for it on the 2-point conversion to beat the Rams. I don't think Ben should have taken it to overtime. Mostly because he was so confident with the play he had picked for Green Bay. Yeah. Why not?
All game you show your balls and you don't show it at the one time that it matters most. Yeah.
But again, too, though, there's a lot going on. First time you're in the playoffs and you really walked away due to a collapse from Green Bay. And it doesn't matter. You walked away, and that's not what we're talking about here. But the point is like, I understand why he was like, yo, let my football team do this. Let me not make the wrong decision. And, then when it came down, it is what it is. So I think we're in for a fantastic year. But anyways, the jury for me is still out on the Chicago Bears. And it has nothing to do with me being a Packer fan. It has everything to do with how the NFL is the NFL. And this year, yes, the Bears schedule-wise, you could say whatever you want. Packers, you could say whatever you want. The schedule is who it ends up being. Next year's schedule, though, is going to be much different for the Bears.
I'm like, this past year, we had the second hardest, regardless of how it went. When it got released, it was the second. And this year, now we have the hardest. And I think you guys either have the third or the fourth hardest schedule going into the season.
So as a Packer fan, we're in the top 10 on.
Or it could
absolutely
one of the best seasons. It just
so I don't want
who shows up.
Yeah, and I don't dude, what the Bears did this year was fantastic. And I'm 100% waiting to talk about next year because this was a great year for the Chicago Bears. It really was. I mean, and it's a better year as a Packer fan because, the Bears did something, but the Vikings and Lions finally shut the F up after 3-4 years. Like towards the end of
a stand by Minnesota looks stupid for letting two quarterbacks go.
That was the first thing that Paul led with too, Paul.
How stupid do you look?
Well, you want to
letting your quarterback go, and now that same quarterback is in the Super Bowl.
Well, you want to talk about stupidity? Mike Vrabel's in the Super Bowl. He was on the Packers staff. And then Seattle's GM, right? Like Seattle's got a really top dog on the office, and that came from the Green Bay Packers staff. Yeah. It's just foolish. But
it's funny to see if he ends up pulling it off. Like Minnesota has to just sit there and be like,
it's hindsight, I guess. Yeah, I guess we're waiting for good old hindsight, right? Because the Minnesota Vikings are kind of in the same scenario ish that Green Bay Packer fans find themselves with Jordan Love, right? Like everyone was expecting a Super Bowl this year. Why is half my face gone? Everyone's expecting a Super Bowl this year because of the age 27 thing. Right? Like, oh, Brett Favre won and Aaron Rodgers won. It's like, okay, well,
optimism turns into
what if Jordan Love wins 3 Super Bowls in a 10-year career now, right? But the first one didn't come at 27. Right now,
if he's able to somehow pull off 3, he's already better than Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
2 gets you better than Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
But again, we have said, as great as the spread of quarterbacks that you have, right?
Right.
The sheer fact that you only walked away with 1 each. It's again, I hate the Packers. Don't get it twisted. However, to me, if I had that same scenario as a Bears fan, where I only had 2 first ballot Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and only have in a 40-year span 2 Super Bowls, I'm not saying that I would be upset. But I'd be like, hey, what the fuck?
Well, bro, listen, 2010, Aaron Rodgers is going to win 5.
That's what we thought,
After that 2010 season, and it wasn't just us. The whole world,
the whole NFL.
The whole world thought Aaron Rodgers was going to win 5. But I digress because we were talking about the Minnesota Vikings, and I'd love to give them their spotlight.
They don't got it much.
As they don't got it much. Sam Darnold's in the Super Bowl right now, which I'm taking nothing away from that dude. What a good story this is for that guy.
So if he wins it, does he get his last name back from you?
Bradford?
Sam Darnold, does he get his last name back?
I'm not calling him Bradford to be a dick. That was a solidified accident.
If he wins the Super Bowl,
I hope
if he
so,
wins
bro.
the Super Bowl and
he
wins the
only
MVP,
called him that because he got a
get
bag. That's why.
But I'm saying, do you?
I
give
hope
him his
so.
name back?
I don't, dude. That's not. I don't work that. Right? Like that's my mind.
Will you stop calling him Bradford?
I hope so. I hope so.
We can call him Champ, Paul. We can start calling him Champ.
Listen, you can call him whatever you want, as long as you put Super Bowl champion next to it.
Super Bowl champion. I'm just saying, like I hope that my brain allows me to recognize him for who he is.
And let's be honest, because he got drafted in 2018, so this is 8 years
with
in.
Lamar
right? So
and
Lamar,
Allen
Josh Allen, Bradford, all
Baker
that. Right?
Mayfield.
To say that he wins his first one after being casted away for the first 6
the
years
story
of his career,
behind this kid is so awesome.
and then you resurgence with your career last year in Minnesota, and then you literally duplicate this the next year in a brand new team with a rookie head coach, and then finish the story to make it to the Super Bowl. Like, that in itself is a story to be had.
Maybe this is why my face is disappearing. No, I agree. I agree in its entirety. To wrap up the Minnesota portion, and we'll move on to the Super Bowl. Sorry, guys. I'm very sorry about that. But I mean, let's say JJ McCarthy over the next 10 years gets you to the playoffs 6 times and a deep playoff run 4 times. I mean,
success.
It's another
as a fan, that's a successful career.
But even as a Bills fan, like I don't have a Super Bowl, but man, I've enjoyed more football than the rest of you.
You're a talking topic for the right reasons versus a laughing stock.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's, I think the book is still out. The book has to still be out on that scenario, only because as Michigan fans, we're like, yo, JJ McCarthy isn't the guy. And then he won a national title, and we're like, oh.
I still don't think he's the guy.
Maybe he's the next Kirky Cousins.
Until we see an entire season of what he can do, I think you have to say you don't know.
Now is he as brittle as that fucking candy that we used to get from our grandmas when we were kids? What was it, that brittle shit?
Peanut brittle?
Yeah. Is J9 is number 9? Is 9 as brittle as some of that peanut?
Can I ask you guys a question? Of all the egos and alter egos that you would have as
I've never heard somebody do something what he did.
Somebody refers to themselves as my alter ego is 9.
I've never heard anybody do that.
Here's the thing. I just don't feel like I've ever been confident enough to do that.
No.
Like, if somebody gives me a nickname, cool.
Right.
But it's like you're saying that your alter ego is 9 and they call me 9. Who is they?
The voices in your head.
Well,
shut up.
Paul, mine is that guy because stupid shit comes out of my mouth. And when I want to refer to me saying something stupid, I just say that guy said it.
Yeah.
But,
and
that's
to be honest
obnoxious,
with
though.
it was probably the locker room, for being honest. Right? Like
somebody had to have given it to him.
He probably was just dog poo all day and then made an amazing play, and you heard the entire bench, because nobody knew his name yet, go 9.
Somebody said that Scattaboo probably gave it to him. We go 7-3-6-6-9-9, but a 4-4. It's just like like shit like that when they were playing them. Yeah, I can make it.
But before you got on, I don't know if you heard, but the Arizona Cardinals are interviewing somebody very special.
Go ahead.
Bless you. Who do you think it is? I'll give you one guess because there's
Joe
a lot
Barry.
of people. No, Joe Barry's got
Joe Barry's the head coach of Buffalo
for the Bill. They gave him a 5-year deal.
No, no, that's Joe Brady. I said Joe Barry.
Oh, no.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
The Arizona Cardinals are
Mike
interviewing.
Eberflus.
No, buddy, that I hope to God he never gets
Eberflus.
I hope he never gets a head coaching job anywhere. Ron Rivera.
That's not a bad idea. I'm surprised he didn't go back to freaking to Vegas, right?
Interesting, isn't it though?
Yeah, it left me with nothing to say. I'm happy for Ron.
If anybody can
Well, he
fix
hasn't
that
got the
shithole,
job, but he's
him,
got to
right?
interview.
I know, but there ain't nobody else going to Arizona. That organization is trash. You
I
don't
would
even
rather-
get good food.
Would you rather
You don't
go
even get
there
good
though?
food at the DFAC.
Say the Jets job was available. Would you rather be in New York or be in Arizona though?
I'd rather be on the couch.
I'd rather be in
I'd rather be
Arizona because of the
Michigan.
weather, man. I
Oh,
don't
hell
give a
no.
shit about New York.
I agree with you there, but money wise, I'd rather be in
Going
New
to the
York
Jets.
because it don't matter what I do. They're going to fire me in 2 years, and I'm still going to collect for 7.
It's called buyout.
Yeah.
That has to be. That's probably why they didn't fire Aaron Glenn after one season. They're like, he's gotta go at least 2. We gotta make it worth it.
But he basically fired his whole staff, though.
Yeah,
but the thing is Aaron Glenn is on the hot
they
seat.
collapsed.
Very
on
much
it.
Oh,
so.
this is his last year. If he doesn't,
Well, you pick.
yeah.
I mean, you just look at what the Patriots did. Our first-year head coach has us in the Super Bowl. Now you got everybody in New York going, Glenn,
Right,
what are you
the
doing?
Second-year quarterback, yeah.
And you got
And then-
Harbaugh now in New York at the Giants. I mean, it's a
spotlight
terrible
is
spot to be a
huge.
rookie
the
head coach.
Pressure's
spotlight on Aaron Glenn this year, just with Harbaugh and Variable alone, and even Joe Brady going to the
Well,
Buffalo Bills. If Brady is able to do something with Josh Allen, I know that it's not going to seem different because he's just going from OC to head coach, so the offense is still somewhat going to be different. But the draft is still yet to be seen what they do there, right?
Yeah, correct.
But like you got Vrabel, like you said, first year in New England, bringing them back to the Super Bowl. Now the Giants just made a blockbuster deal with getting John Harbaugh for the next 5 years.
Right.
Hey, New Jersey, that other team over there in Rutherford, New Jersey, you fuckers better figure it out.
Well, because you got Halfs down in Miami too. And we
Right.
expect good things from Jeff Hafley. It's the Green Bay Packer front office tree.
And
That's
this is
just what
clearly
happened.
on the same token, outside because it's the Jets. I get it. However, this is showing who was more important in Detroit. Aaron Glenn versus Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson. Wow, yeah, very much so. I think Aaron Glenn probably would have been in a better position to leave a year before Ben Johnson. But
That
That's
Jets
neither here nor there.
it's the Jets organization.
you
It's
can't
just-
uncook cooked rice.
Why
a new-
would
it's
you
a-
want to?
it's a
Why
new-
would you want to uncook rice? Rice
You
is
can't.
delicious.
You can't. It's another saying for you can't. Milk is spilt. Blah 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 blah.
You can't unring this bell.
Yeah,
It's already been rung.
You can't uncook cooked rice. I love
never
that.
heard
That's
that.
that's
I
for
was
all of our
today as well.
mainlander Chinese viewers out there. You know what I'm saying?
I was today years old.
Yeah. It turns I just found out about that yesterday, actually, or maybe earlier today in one of my documentaries before I fell asleep. There ain't nothing like turning on a nice war documentary before you're falling. Pretty soon I'll be watching them about the Iraqi war and just laughing. I see that.
I did that. I've seen that before.
Hey, look at that fucking guy.
Hey, I was there.
He's still alive. All right, so Seattle versus the Patriots. The Patriots have now gone against now I can't remember, my mind is a little fuzzy, so please forgive me, but I can't remember if it was in the playoffs or just the AFC. But the Patriots have faced the number 5, the number 1, and the number 2 defenses, either in the playoffs or in the AFC, and they've done
Because I
very,
think Houston
very
was 1, right?
well. Yes, Denver was 2,
And then
and the LA Chargers was 5. So, yep.
And
So they've-
then Seattle's the number 1 scoring defense in the league.
in the league. So
And he hasn't played well.
I just you would like to think that the Bo Nix that and the Denver Broncos that played against Buffalo would have just wiped the floor with the Patriots.
I don't think so.
But we'll see. We'll see. I mean,
We'll have to wait till next year.
I mean, the scuttlebutt behind the Patriots is oh well, they've had a really easy schedule. Yeah, but now they're in the playoffs and they're winning, and they're not. The
They're
scary
not winning
thing about
pretty.
it,
They're winning ugly.
they're winning how they have to.
Yeah.
They're just
A win is
they're
a win.
just-
I'm not saying
they're just winning the football game. So when you take that into account, that's got me scared. It's got me scared for Seattle, a young team, very energized, but I do think Seattle wins this one. What about you guys?
I think Seattle wins. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, I think the biggest factor for both, but more so for Seattle, Sam has to have a mistake-free game like he did last week, like he did on Sunday against the Rams. If he can have a game like that and his defense outside of that stupid penalty for taunting, I think Seattle's defense and Sam Darnold having a mistake-free game, I don't know how New England can match up offensively. I know that they're I'm not saying that they have a bad offense.
No, I agree with you. I mean, and the same
It's
thing
just-
that was just said about the Patriots can be said about Seattle.
It's
They're
just I
winning
don't
how they have to.
yeah. It's whose defense is going to be better and who, if May or Darnold, which one is going to have the less mistakes.
I think the Rams were the better football team, but I think the better football team that night won the game. The reasoning for that really is like it felt kind of a little bit like the Packers-Bears game there in the first half, right? Like it was like, holy shit,
the same score.
Seattle's about to walk away from this shit. Like there's
And that
Rams don't have a chance.
almost made it seem like it was over. Like it was
And
the
then
collapse was happening.
And then it took the Rams continuing to fall apart, right? Like missed catches, dropped passes, muffed punts,
Just bad reads.
Right. I mean, and again, I'm not saying Seattle doesn't deserve this. I'm just saying it really felt like the better team didn't win. It's just the better team that weekend won. And Seattle's was 2-1 against the Rams this year. So any argument that comes at me about how Seattle is the better team, I'm not going to argue with you.
I agree with you.
I mean,
I'm
just,
like,
to me,
I see it as the number one scoring offense played against the number one scoring defense
in the playoffs and lost again. Yep.
And defense clearly wins championships.
Absolutely.
And it showed.
The last time, I mean, at least this time the score was decent. The last time this happened, what was it, 38-6?
Yeah.
That was Seattle Denver Super Bowl. That was like the last game of the year. Like that's what we got. Eat shit. So
I kind of feel like this is trending towards the same way.
it could.
The
It
Super
could.
Bowl.
I
don't
just
think that New England's got the offense to be able to keep up with Seattle. If both teams potentially play their best game, is it really that close?
I don't think so because Seattle does have the better offense.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, you're probably looking at Drake May, who's an MVP candidate this year. And the reason I'm excited for this football game, personally, is you have two teams that all playoffs, they've won the football game, right? And it hasn't been the same way. They just continue to win the football game. However,
Well, you beat the crap out of San Francisco 41-6 in the divisional round, and then you beat LA to literally the last second of the play, 31-27. You know,
yep.
So, but then you got New England where you went. I think it was
New England won every game.
something.
Every game New England won was ugly.
Yeah,
Every
Like
game was ugly.
16-9 to the Chargers. Then you went 23, I think, and 14 against the Texans, and then you win
There was like
10-7.
9 turnovers. Yeah.
And then you win 10-7 in Denver. So it's like none of those wins were pretty by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, and let's be honest, they got lucky. They got lucky. I mean, they did miss a ton of field goals. They missed what? 4
Denver
field
missed,
goals?
I think, like 4 field goals that game.
Right.
Again, Denver made a bunch of mistakes.
And it might be the same scenario where the better team lost, but the better team that day won.
It's entirely
and
possible.
that's what we get in the NFL. So
Hypothetically, Charles, just because Paul and I talked about it earlier and you missed it, had Knicks played, this was lots of comments on our post about this.
Right.
If Bo Nix had played, everybody seems to be on the same page that Denver wins that game.
I think Sean Payton would say the same thing. I think Sean Payton, but not that. But I think what Sean Payton would say was it depended on which Ferris Bueller showed up.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not saying Stidham played terrible, but he did not play.
Stidham played really, really well. And
All right.
Technically, he outplayed Drake.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Drake only had 88 yards.
Yeah, when both teams throw the ball less than what I think combined they had less than 27 throwing attempts in both teams. Oh, my wife is calling.
It is funny though, Paul. I did comment. I commented on the page, Charles.
Oh, perfect.
I told Paul, I said they didn't change their cleats after they were running.
All right,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I love you. Bye. Love you. Bye.
Did you hear about this? I also commented they didn't after the third quarter when it started to snow really heavy about halfway through the third.
Yeah.
Someone brought up the fact, and I brought it up too. They didn't. It's like they didn't change cleats. Like you did not even that. I'm not saying New England, but Denver didn't. They were slipping and falling in the backfield all over the place. Like you should know your field conditions. And by the way, this is not one of the worst fields in the NFL. I looked it up. It's actually voted one of the best.
One of the best.
Fields.
Denver has one of the best fields. Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't want to hear this because it's snowing. It was crappy conditions. Dude, there's been games where they score in the 40s in the snow. Right. I don't want to hear that.
I mean, two unexplainable things this year. How does the heat on an entire NFL football stadium sideline quit? And how does a team that plays in snow forget their shoes? How do you have an entire department? You have an entire athletic clothing department, and your main job is to ensure that there are multiple different types of shoes each day. You're in Denver, Colorado. It's fucking January. Right? Like, I don't necessarily understand how those two things happen in the NFL. But hey, I don't run the $1 billion company, you know. Somebody else does.
Trent Wright is getting interviewed for the Jets OC job.
I liked him when he was with the Colts, but other than that, I don't know too much about what his talents are as far as being an offensive coordinator.
Did you see what happened to old man Bill Belichick, Charles?
Yeah, I think that's fucking stupid.
It's dumb as hell.
Yeah, you don't.
How do you not put him in first time?
So petty.
Like, so I get petty. You may not like him. I get it. Whatever.
You think his old girl is stopping him from, like, his image is stopping him, or what?
If that is a reason why they kept him out, whoever made those decisions based off of that factor alone needs to have their voting rights taken away. Because
it's a conspiracy.
He has 2 Super Bowls as an assistant coach with the Giants.
Yeah, but there's also
6.
There's a conspiracy.
There's also a bunch of players who have never been proven to took in steroids before, but they are not in the Hall of Fame either. So
here's the conspiracy about it. This all boils down to Tom Brady going to Tampa and winning a Super Bowl. If Tom Brady had not won that Super Bowl, Bill Belichick would be the first ballot Hall of Famer, and Tom Brady would be the second. But now Bill Belichick isn't the first because he only did what he did with Brady, which makes Brady the first and Bill a second.
That sounds stupid.
It sounds stupid, but a lot of people think that Brady's the GOAT, and he was literally just there for the ride.
I hear you, but let's just talk resume. On another note,
I've been a huge supporter of the dude, so like you know.
I tend to agree with what Charles is saying. I'm saying all Charles is saying, Paul, he's saying is that is out there in people's heads because you got to witness it and see it.
Yeah, I think the voters are like, listen, is he a Hall of Famer? Yes, but Tom Brady's the first ballot Hall of Famer,
right?
And that's just what we're gonna get. I mean, it's stupid, but
is it also because he's a head coach?
It shouldn't matter though.
No,
I bet you Andy Reid gets in on first ballot.
You know, Andy Reid's the only coach to win a Super Bowl after 7 years. Somebody told me that. Who was telling me that?
I think a guy at work told me that. I was like, he must have been. He was at trivia or something, and somebody brought it up. Yeah. So that's interesting.
Fired their OC. Joe Lombardi is out.
Broncos?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Y'all just fire people to fire people.
Like,
You fired a guy who arguably Bo Nix had his best season he's had. What the hell? I don't get that.
I don't know. And then of course McCarthy wants Rodgers to return for one more year to see
Of
if they can
course,
have
well,
another
he's
go at it.
coming back. That's not even a question. He's coming back. That's the whole reason Mike McCarthy is in Pittsburgh.
I thought
Is
that
so that he can run
conversation
it back
was
with
over.
freaking
I
old
thought
boy.
that conversation was over. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dable's
All
going
righty.
to Tennessee.
What's that?
Dable's going to Tennessee to be his Salah's OC. That's going to be
Salah's
interesting.
I'm
OC.
surprised that he didn't go back to New York or to Buffalo.
To Buffalo.
Yeah.
I would have
'Cause
thought
he-
Buffalo would
He
have
had a
given him
lot
a
of
shot.
success. He had a lot of success in Buffalo. Maybe he wanted the head coaching job. I don't know. Interesting.
I'm
It is
still
what it
just
is.
trying to survive the Jonathan Gannon hire.
I still haven't got your piece on that. I know how
Okay,
how Patrick feels.
Can I tell you why I feel the way that I feel about
Please,
Gannon?
please.
And it is just because I've seen glimpses of his character and what he's like. He is a firecracker. Yeah, I get it. He slapped a dude in the arm and he got pissed and he ran a guy out of the locker room for dropping. He's the guy that dropped the football, and Gannon went up to him and freaking told him, "You're a piece of shit," basically, and said, "Get your ass off the field or off the sideline." And then he hit him in the shoulder pad. Where's the success that he's had? I mean, that Philadelphia team I said could have been coached by a fucking blind guy when they won the Super Bowl when he was there. And Mike got to see it firsthand. And I tell you what, Mike does a lot of analytics and he knows a lot about his own team.
And
if
he
he
even
said
it was a bad hire.
If he says the guy doesn't work well with the DBs, I agree with him. I'll take Mike's word over it.
And the thing, you had a chance to get Al Harris, steal him from us, and bring him back to Green Bay as your DC.
I don't think Al Harris wanted to come back to Green Bay under those circumstances. I think he wants to come. Al Harris is still a young dude. He wants to come back when he wants to come back.
Well, we're about
and then our OC Declan, he declined the job to be the OC in Philly. He wants to stay here under Ben Johnson for a little longer.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's turning into a whole nother Dan Campbell situation where Ben Johnson is keeping his OC and DCs for like another year or two before they find a job that they feel like is suitable, which I think most head coaches, that's what you want, especially like if you're an offensive coordinator, you're not using your OC to call the plays because 9 times out of 10, you're calling the plays.
Right.
But you're mentoring him so he can have his own job at some point.
Remember when I was ramming the Flores thing down your throat and you were like, dude, he ain't signing. He's already signed with freaking Minnesota.
He's not going anywhere.
I was thinking to myself, did Green Bay have him on their radar and say it's either Minnesota flubs this up and we get him, we steal him somehow, or we've already got Gannon? Because I believe someone said it was between the two of them. Yeah.
If you would have found a way to rob Robert Flores,
Charles would have been through the moon if we had Flores as DC.
That would have been.
And it's not even a joke. He's talked so much about him.
If I was a Green Bay Packer, I would be petty for the next 365 days to any Minnesota Vikings that comes my way. Like, hey, dumbass.
I hear you, but I can't. And here's my reasoning behind it. I went off the effing rail when old boy brought in a coach from Boston College. And in 2 years, that dude's now the head coach of an NFL football team. No questions asked. So he was a strictly defensive coordinator, 2 years with the Eagles.
Yeah.
Pretty decent. Now Arizona,
trash.
He didn't do anything with the defense, literally and figuratively.
Nothing.
So then there's that, right? So you gotta try everything twice to make sure it is what it is. I gotta trust Matt in this situation because the last guy he picked over the noise ended up being pretty darn good. So,
and this is the thing. I firmly believe, and I'm pretty sure we all can agree with this. There's some people that are just not meant to be head coaches and just coordinators.
Yeah, he might
and
be
there's nothing wrong with that.
and we have Michael Parsons, who is literally a defensive coordinator in his own sense. So I think that Micah is a safety net for Gannon. But again, that's just me right now as she goes, because I'm just shocked. It's like somebody took a Band-Aid and ripped it off my fucking face.
So it's back to we'll see you at Thanksgiving.
Ish. Yeah, because it's a new year, new system, a young team. I'm not expecting what I was expecting last year defensively. I'm expecting a good defense coming up. You got Michael
Are
Parsons.
you lowering your expectations as far as what you want to expect just because?
No, it's just
not
reality.
that you're losing players, but it's just I know you want to see some players go.
Yeah,
but it's
it's a brand new system. I mean, we got to get rid of a couple of the booty cheeks. Everyone knows that. But
number 25.
Yeah, if I did, I mean, again though,
that's Captain
Booty Cheeks
right there.
Booty Cheeks isn't as bad as ball sacks. So
ball sacks,
but that's not saying much.
I mean, I'm trying not to sneeze. And sneeze at the same time. Thank you. Oh man, I start to understand why everyone laughed when I said I'd be at work tomorrow.
You tried, man. You tried.
That's the military. You don't know how to just sit down.
I said I'm going to take a whole bunch of fucking emergency. I'm gonna beat this out of this sickness. I'm gonna be at work. I'm gonna be at work tomorrow, and everyone was like, I was like, so funny. I'm gonna be at work tomorrow.
You're not 20 anymore, Charles. Yeah, you're damn near 40, sir.
Yeah, I know. Oh man,
your body recovers way different.
All I think about now is that 90s movie when Jim Carrey takes that kid and he's like, "Don't ever grow up. Don't ever grow up." All right. Yeah. Anywho,
try not to.
So we've got lots of off-season chatter coming up. Shout out Indiana. You're the first to do what we said on this show is going to happen. We said that at the very beginning of this NIL journey. We said, cool. Schools that haven't have a chance. And Indiana became the first school. Did it take Mark Cuban and other donors? Yes. Welcome to the NIL. That's what it's going to be. And
they opened this floodgate.
Yeah, there's very little difference about what's happening now and what was happening yesterday. The only major difference is people are being compensated for the work they're doing.
Well, don't say that. College basketball is being completely ruined. NBA players are coming back and G League players are coming to play in the NBA.
But
I mean, that's ridiculous. There's a dude from Baylor and a guy from Ohio State that both played a year in the G League, which is professional basketball, and then come back.
I agree with you.
One at Alabama, one at
Ohio
But
you also got NFL players that are playing like 8-10 years.
I know. Yeah, I get it.
I agree with you, but those players are averaging like 6 fucking points a game. They're not going to change the
trajectory. No, but it's only a matter of time before somebody who's really good goes back for more money because he's not getting enough in the NBA. That's what I'm saying.
That's an NBA problem.
Well, that'll be an NIL problem because it's college.
And this is the thing. I don't watch college basketball until March Madness 9 times out of 10.
Well, no, neither do I. I'm saying it
I catch every Michigan game I can, but yeah.
It bothers a lot of people, I think, yeah.
And maybe the conference championship games, I'll watch those. But I'm like, up to like right around mid-February, right around March, that's when I start tuning into men's college basketball because it's just everything up to that. It's a lot of just noise.
Yeah,
when
I still find college sports exciting or entertaining.
It is for me. I like college sports.
And this is the thing.
A lot of
like we said, the NIL deal changed the playing field for everybody.
There's a lot of negatives, and I'm not saying that there isn't, but to me, I'm choosing
the dominance is gone.
Oh, yeah, there's still enough positives to make it reasonable. Yeah,
absolutely. And Indiana winning its first college championship, like that's
and how they years of Signetti
and how years under
like with a bunch of 2 to 3 stars in transfer portal.
Exactly how Michigan did it. and they won exactly how Michigan won it. Start NFL, start taking Kurt Cignetti's staff, right? Because you got NFL coaches on that staff, I promise.
Well, they will. They're going to be poached within the next year or two, for sure.
And I'm pretty sure Indiana's going to be tough next year, but there's probably going to be a good chance that they can't repeat because somebody else is going to do.
I don't think they're going to
I don't-
repeat because everybody knows the philosophy. But here's the thing: I think that they're going to poach those coaches, and I don't think Cignetti is going to be able to sustain the success without those coaches that he has now because he built them. Yeah.
What did he say? I win.
Win. Google. The reason I trust Kurt in that scenario more than Gannon or per se or something like that is because Kurt won at places with nothing, right? Gannon won when he had success or when he had a great team. Gannon couldn't do shit with a terrible roster.
Cignetti has a style of coaching that is wait till these kids are older, though. He's never had a team where the kids were freshmen and they were immediately successful. He had to build it. They were all seniors and fifth-year seniors. This is how he builds teams. This is something that's not sustainable, is what I'm trying to say.
This ain't like a Nick Saban thing.
I'm just trying to say you're not going to strike gold every single time or find oil, whatever you want to call it.
I don't think that he's going to win next year.
But over time, it's going to be very successful. Yes.
But the way he coaches can definitely land him a couple more national championships because how he coaches and how he brings people in, they're going to believe his system and he's going to strike gold more than once.
And I think as an adult now, I don't expect more championships from Indiana, but I'm not going to be shocked when Indiana wins more college football championships.
Because you know what Cignetti can put on the field.
I just know what the NIL can do now too. Yeah, absolutely.
And that transfer portal is a motherfucker.
And now's the time for like Princeton or Yale or one of those other
booster money's up in that thing.
Motherfuckers, I want to see you in the college football playoff. Like this is crazy. BYU is listening. BYU in basketball has become like
when you have these teams that you've never seen for the last 3-4 years, all of a sudden are consistently in the top 25 ranking, top 10 rankings year in and year out for like the last 4 or 5 years. That's telling you, one, they're taking advantage of their boosters and like, hey, you guys want a national championship, right? I'm gonna need you to open up them checkbooks.
This is how you do it. It's just shout out to the
you're gonna get the money back because the more butts you put in the seat, the more ticket sales, the more merchandise, and the more chances you make the playoffs.
Can you imagine
that's Princeton, more purse money that you get put back.
Can you imagine the first Ivy League school to build like a 50,000-60,000 seats football stadium?
No, I just can't even imagine them like in the playoff. Like everybody's going to be looking at it like they did Indiana.
Just ranked it in the top 25, just so the world.
All it's going to take.
It's going to happen because Charles said it, and usually it doesn't happen right away, but eventually. It comes to fruition.
What are the Ivy Leagues filled with? Lawyers, doctors, judges.
I was going to say they all got money.
There's money.
They got some of the most money. So
entrepreneurs that are Fortune 500.
But you got a buttload of them who are like, we don't like sports. Shut the fuck up. Just buy something.
You're gonna get the money back. I promise. You don't even got to show up to the game.
You don't got to show up. You'll get a fucking stadium named after you, brah.
Listen, don't worry about that. We'll rebuild a whole locker room in your name.
People think that's cool. You'll have soccer and shit too. It'll be fun.
Whatever. But like, if the day comes where one of these Ivy League schools gets put in the top 25 in the next 5 years, the internet is gonna break.
And it needs to happen in something other than like wrestling or gymnastics.
It has to be basketball or football.
Come on now. We're talking about the American top 5 pro sports here. All right. Like gymnastics is cool, but most of us married men, we can't go watch gymnastics.
Did you see the changes that they made for the playoffs next year?
What's that?
That all the conference championships, including the Pac-12 now, champions get an automatic bid into the playoffs. And then the next highest ranked conference champion gets that last 6 spot.
This is because they're going to 16.
And then if Notre Dame, they're sticking at 12.
No, they're sticking to 12 for now. They have to stick to 12.
If Notre Dame is in the top 12, they're in.
Yeah, Yeah, I think that's
It doesn't even matter. Notre Dame wouldn't have fucking won a game anyway. They wouldn't. It's just ridiculous.
It's not that to me.
Like
I
if
didn't
they would
think
have
it
had
was.
next year's rules this year, Miami and
I think it was
JMU
booty
would have
cheeks
never
they didn't
been-
make it, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
and Duke would have been in
Yeah.
over Miami.
I think arguably the free spot, because like all you have to do is play just terrible teams all season
Just
long,
in that
and you're going to be in that top 12.
Right.
So you got a free ticket to the college football playoff every ride.
So
you know how that's going to
if you-
cheat in recruiting?
Because like
Well,
I say,
the
if you're
teams
an
are gonna
ACC and
teams are
Pac-12,
gonna walk away from conferences. You get
So
more
this is the
money
thing.
for being in the playoffs.
you know who's in the Pac-12, right?
Right.
You got Oregon State, Washington State, Fresno State, Texas State, Boise State, and a whole bunch of like 3 or 4 more states. Because it's just the states conference at this point. Like one of those teams is going
like
to be
the
in the
MAC.
playoffs next year.
Basically, the MAC. And I think
The Conference USA and MAC just combined themselves together.
Yeah.
But one of those schools is going to get an automatic bid next year.
It just takes us as the viewer to stop it. I'm not watching those games. I'm not. There's no way I'm watching Oregon.
Like, what if Texas State makes it and they got to play Ohio State in the first round?
Yeah, like I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that. I'm never gonna watch that. That's cool. You know what I would watch? Texas State versus JMU. Oh, I think that'd be a great fucking game if that was the scenario, right? Like I'm gonna watch that football game.
We're gonna find out next year, buddy.
I kind of wish they would have made it. JMU. I wish that his old school would have made it this year. I think they were only like a game out for making it, but yeah.
So, but no, listen, I appreciate the hell out of all you guys. Thank you for being so fluid, and I'm pretty much just an octopus right now. I kind of show up out of the crack. Hey guys, I'm here. But I'm happy to be here. Let's see. Some final notes. Patrick, I don't know if you've given this or not the last couple of weeks, but what is your overall grade for the Green Bay Packers this season, taking everything into consideration? And Paul, I'll be asking you next. Not for the Green Bay Packers, of course.
I ain't got nothing for you.
My biggest takeaway from the entire season is man, did we had a lack of depth, and we need to hire freaking personal trainers for every single person on our starting offensive and defensive line, because we cannot afford next year to be having guys on the IR. 23 guys deep on the IR is ridiculous. We need a healthy football team for once. When was the last time we had a healthy squad? When Rodgers went to the fucking Super Bowl?
Last off season?
No, yeah, well, no. Even last offseason, I believe we started the year with 7 or 8 guys on the IR right off the bat. Yeah, I'm hoping for a healthy season.
All righty. And can you give me a grade?
My grade for the season, I don't want to be too harsh on them. We got exactly we backdoored into the playoffs. C+.
That's decent.
When we were playing good early in the year, before we lost to Cleveland, I would have gave it an A-.
Yeah. Sorry. All righty. PR.
I give my Chicago Bears, the NFC North champions, I give them an A. Just for the sheer fact that
Sorry, I'm sick.
that's fine. That sounds like a you problem.
I agree with you. Actually, I do.
I'm like, it's
the
just a
same
sheer,
grade.
and it's not so much. It has to do with the win differential, like going from 5 wins to 11 wins. But I feel like I go back to what you said at the beginning of the season, how they were cheering on Ben and everything, and he hasn't done anything yet. and seeing now what the end of the season looks like, I'm like, I think he's earned those cheers and
I
those
think he's
applause
earned
now.
those cheers. I think it was
And,
very much validated for this season.
and I think just the way that he changed the culture in that locker room and in that organization, and the crime rate in Chicago is down because we're too busy cheering the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, that's exactly why. Yeah.
But no, overall, like I like what I see. We have a lot to improve on. We have to get this defense down
Those are
packed.
I don't mean
But I
to cut you
think
off, but
those are
those
things that
true
we can
facts.
fix. These are things that we can fix in the offseason, we can address. But it's like to see that the focus is on fixing defense and not so much fixing the offensive line, which we've been wanting to look forward to for years. And that's not the focal point going into this offseason. It's kind of refreshing that now we're focusing more on the other side of the ball, because one side of the ball we're secure with, we're okay with. Are we going to still add pieces? Of course, because you can freak injuries happen. So you want to be prepared with depth, but
Right.
to say that I'm like I feel like it's a suitable, at worst a B plus, but I will say A just because again, we had a hell of a season. We made it to the divisional round, like when nobody expected us to win more than 5 or 6 games, me included. I'm not even gonna lie. I was not. The expectations for me were super low, and they blew my expectations clean out of the water.
Yeah, very much so. I think you guys' grades are pretty on spot. C plus B minus for the Packers, B plus A for the Bears. I like both of those. For the Lions, personally, I think they're more around the B minus range. I mean, you had 2 new coordinators. It doesn't matter what the collective majority thought, because that's crazy. You don't come into a season with 2 new coordinators and go, we're going to be right back where we were. I did expect you to be in the playoffs. I think that's why it's more around a B minus than a B. But still, you're in a good situation. The Vikings, I'm going to give you a DF. It's called a did not finish. I don't know. It's so hard right now because you've got great coaching staff, you've got great players, you've got a good scenario. I haven't seen enough from Minnesota to be able to say anything solidified per se, but I do think that I don't think they're a lame duck. I just think they forgot to put their sails out. Like
They put their shoes on backwards.
Yeah, just you have these seasons in the NFL. So just as much as you have the up seasons, you have the down seasons. Oh, here comes another sneeze. A-hole.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Just usually that stops it.
Nice. No, it turns out I think I am sick, which is weird. But with the Green Bay Packers specifically, like Patrick had mentioned, we had such high hopes in the beginning. I was running around my house screaming Super Bowl, and then injuries happen. You end up with 23 players on the IR, and we backed our way into the playoffs, which, again, we as a collective group need to start recognizing all success, not just, I get it that we're called Title Town, but we haven't won a Super Bowl since 2010. Like, let's just focus on a good team getting through in great situations. I mean, we're allowed to be upset. Should have beaten the Bears, blah, 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 whatever. The fact that we ended up where we ended up with all of that happening, that's pretty swell, right? I mean, you talk about the Lions the year before. You could pick out one of these teams every year. San Francisco. I mean, the story goes on and on and on, and you use so much getting into the playoffs at that point, and you've expended all of your pieces that, like, once you get there, you're kind of just happy to be alive. So the Bears proved that otherwise, though. This was a fun season, and it'll be a fun season to look back on. I'm excited to see what next season brings us, which is kind of where my mindset is at. That's why these final grade things. But I agree with Patrick. I'm going to give the Packers a C+, B- if you want to be angry about it, but C+ for sure. And as a Packer fan, I have to agree with PR on his grading. Of course, as a Packer fan, I could pick out a bunch of woulda, coulda, shouldas, but arguably, you don't go to a butcher and ask to stick your head up the cow's ass to see if the T-bone looks good or not. You just take the fucking butcher's word for it. We're gonna take
just run with it.
We're just gonna take the Bears fans' word for it.
Listen. You call it what you want.
No, it's not what I want. It's what I have to maintain my sanity.
Because the facts are the facts.
Because the facts are the facts. Correct. Good, sir. Correct. Oh, fantasy football went great. Somebody else finally won it this year. They're lucky I didn't make it into the playoffs, but still, congratulations. I am petty about that.
Coulda, wouldas.
Yeah, I'll be petty about that the rest of my life. Fucking Joe Burrow.
Hey, there's always next year, buddy.
There's gonna be a lot of changes next year. There's gonna be a lot of what ifs. A lot of praying for better seasons than this year.
Bro, I can't believe I thought Joe Burrow was a good idea in fantasy football.
I'm like, he still can be.
Idiot.
There's always next year. Maybe he's healthy. You know, turf toe is a very
when is he healthy? His first season.
He's never been healthy since. He wasn't even healthy his first season. He tore his ACL.
I think I'm mad at Cincinnati more than I am Joe Burrow.
He was healthy for a Super Bowl run that he lost at.
That one. Yeah. That season. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for. Hey, actually, I've got a really sweet idea for next year as well. We're going to do a playoff draft. We're going to have a captain. We're gonna pick 7 players.
Yeah.
And it's just
we'll start one after the season to have so we go to the playoff run.
We go to the playoffs, right? So your captain will get you 1.5 points. Everyone else gets you normal points.
Okay.
Right? So like if your captain is out in the first round of the playoffs, you're probably not making it very much further moving forward. You can only have one player from every team, right? So if you picked Drake May, you couldn't have Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
All right. So
no double dipping, basically.
No double dipping. And one captain. We're going to pick 7 players, and it'll be it's going to extend us even more fantasy football. Can you believe it?
There you go. No, I'm ready. I'm excited for it. I'm ready.
I'm fucking pumped for it already too, man. Yeah. So
really interesting.
Yeah. So those people who picked up Christian McCaffrey and had him be their captain, they're out after the first week, probably. That more or less would have been me this year too, because I was so mad missing him in the draft. All righty, you guys got anything else you want to add?
Just ready for this off season to start so we can start seeing. I want to see what the draft room looks like. I want to see what I want to start doing research, or I've been doing research, on potentials, needs, wants, what's available, what things are options, restructuring contracts to make room for cap space, all the goods. Because I think I've always been invested in the offseason, but I don't think I've been as invested as I have like this year and going into this offseason just because of everything that transpired this year. Like I'm more invested in to see transactions,
right,
to get better.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm just ready to see y'all fail again.
Fail again.
I'm gonna enjoy this till September. So, because I don't know if this is gonna happen again in September.
When's
You know
the
what I'm
last
saying?
time the Bears have been undefeated in back-to-back years going into with the Packers? Right? Yeah, I know. Trust me, it's killing me too.
Listen. So I am excited about the offseason. But again, I like that the rivalry is alive. It
I
makes
like
for
that
great
more than
football.
anything. Yes.
Good content, it brings conversation, and it's just social media is way better when the Bears and Packers are just
Football is better when the
talking
Packers
shit.
and Bears have a rivalry that's alive.
When the oldest rivalry in football clashes. Yeah.
The oldest
absolutely.
and greatest.
Yeah, very much so. And we're blessed as fans. We really are.
Oh yeah.
Just NFL fans, college fans, the people on the show, we recognize that we are blessed. We have multiple championships. We have winning cultures. It's just, sucks to be the rest of you.
Shout out to Derrick Rose.
Shout out Derrick Rose. That was
Saturday
awesome.
he got his number retired. Like
Good for
that
him.
whole scenario was that whole speech, everything. I cried a little bit. So
That's awesome. 2 public service announcements to all you idiots on TikTok making all those jingles for those billion-dollar companies for free and giving them all this advertisement for free because you're trying to what? Win a lottery ticket. You should probably look in the mirror a little bit. Like the amount of free advertisement these companies are getting because you're out there trying to win a jingle is awesome.
And none of it is copyrighted. They are literally stealing it from you.
And there's nothing you can do about it. Stop it.
The moment that you put it on the internet, it becomes free use for anybody.
Oh my God. I thought that was just hilarious. And then the former athletes who are, juking trash cans and shit. Hey, come on the show and chit chat with us. You don't gotta beat your fucking trash can down the road. Just come on the show.
We should have the collection of jersey burners. Every time I see somebody on Instagram that's burning their team's jersey, I'll just reach out to them and be like, "Come on the show and just freaking burn."
We got a space for you.
Yeah,
we want to let it all out.
We want to hear about how you used to be an athlete or how you used to love.
Be an athlete. I used to love sports. Now I hate everything.
Listen, we all here retired doing something. All right,
we got a safe space for you.
We retired in high school. You retired a little bit after. So come chat with us. Tell us what it was like. We would love to have you on the show.
Kept you going for an extra couple years.
Listen, we ain't paying any of your fucking bills because this show ain't paying any of our bills. So you're just coming on here as a friend.
And for free.
As a fucking friend. No, we're not flying you anywhere. Right? And if you want to fly us to you, as you were the former athlete with all this money, that'd be cool.
Because you're burning jerseys and whatnot.
Yeah, or you're burning jerseys. Yeah. But again, all joking aside, we would love to have you. The conversations are always fruitful. And if you try real hard, I might tell you something about yourself you didn't know. Or you didn't remember. Kind of like the riding a horse in the Cowboy Stadium. And songs. Who's that guy on TikTok there? That nerd.
What?
He interviews all those people and has the crazy facts. Yeah, he's got a cool hat. I like the guy's hat. Nerd Werner.
I have no idea, buddy.
Probably saying his name wrong. Alrighty. Well, the quill is definitely kicking in now.
That means it's Betty Bye time here in a few minutes.
Yes, sirs. Yes, sirs. Yes, sirs. I want to just give a huge shout out to y'all and your families. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. Life is much better with all of you, or my life is much better with all of you in it. So, huge shout out to you two. Much appreciation.
Get better, feel better.
And to all of and to all of our listeners out there, we appreciate the hell out of you. And just stay curious, stay grounded, and remember, this world is a much, much better place with you in it.
Yo, it's time to dip. Lights low and the mic off. Boys with the heat, yeah, we blast like a Molotov. Said what we said, no regrets in the air. If you ain't subscribed yet, bitch, don't you dare. Rate it 5 stars, hit that share like a blunt. Tell your homies, tell your mama we on front. We the truth in the booth, no cap, just flame. If you fuck with the crew, you remember the name. It's goodbye, goodbye to the tribe. We fucking love you, now feel this vibe. Out this bitch with a mic drop kiss. Thanks for riding, we gone, but you won't miss.